Tonight on CTV News at 6. Money for the softwood lumber industry.
And our Supply in Canada number is going to increase with this government support. So that's definitely a win for our community and for our forestry industry.
Producers are getting a federal injection of cash. A Sudbury woman isn't slowing down.
And after a 32-year career, I wasn't ready to just sit and become a retiree.
She's created a new app used by chambers of commerce, and they are grieving a son and brother. The city of Elliott Lake is rallying around a local family.
CTV News at 6 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening and thanks for being with us on this Thursday. An update now on last night's road closure in Elliott Lake. According to police, an ATV collided with a hydro pole which shut down Mississauga Avenue for about 2 hours between Timmins Road and Dunn Road around 7 o'clock. A 22-year-old was transported to the local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The road was closed because the collision downed some power lines and crews had to repair the damage. A Sudbury driver has been charged after stunt driving and leading police on a chase down Highway 17. Police say they clocked the 25-year-old driver doing 100 kilometers an hour in a posted 50 zone in West Nipissing. When they attempted to pull the vehicle over, the driver didn't stop. The vehicle was later spotted in Marksday Warren, where police were able to get the driver to stop. The driver only had a G1 driver's license, which means they were supposed to have a fully licensed driver with them at all times. They were charged with failing to have that person with them, stunt driving, and failing to stop. North Bay Fire Services responded to a boat fire yesterday around 3 p.m. Heavy black smoke could be seen along Memorial Drive. The fire was put out quickly and a boom was used to remove the wreck from the lake and absorb contaminants from the water. The cause of the fire has not yet been determined. A long vacant property in Sudbury, which was formerly the General Hospital and the St. Joseph's Health Centre, is coming down soon. There is equipment on site clearing debris, and there are signs surrounding the property about dangers due to demolition. The city confirms it has received an application for demolition that is under review by city staff. In May, the body of a man was found on the property, and there was also a suspicious fire just days later. At the time, the city's mayor said the derelict building is an ongoing risk to public safety and is unacceptable. The vacant building has been owned by Niagara-based company Panoramic Properties since 2010, which did not return our email or phone call about the demolition. And late this afternoon, Sudbury City Hall announced a news conference tomorrow at the old St. Joseph's site, where Mayor Paula Five is expected to provide an update on the development of the property. There's over $1 billion in new federal funding for the softwood lumber industry. Many hope this could change the business and end what has been one of the largest trade disputes dating back decades. CTV's Corey Nordstrom has more.
Communities like White River depend heavily on the forestry sector, with more than half of the town's employment tied to the local sawmill. The Prime Minister's announcement of $1.2 billion is a relief to residents who also welcome the opportunity to grow the business's clients within their own backyard.
We will be our own best customer.
I think it was 93% or close to that was exported to the States from our mill alone. And that number is going to shrink, and our Supply in Canada number is going to increase with this government support. So that's definitely a win for our community and for our forestry industry.
Many towns in the north rely on their forests, and until this week, there had been frustration with the lack of focus on the industry.
Steel sector, the aluminum sector, the automotive sector always had front and center attention. And there was never any mention of the lumber forestry sector, which is deeply concerning because it's such a major employer in Northern Ontario.
The current trade war may appear to have been the catalyst for the new funding, but industry experts say this has been going on since 2008.
Since the Department of Commerce began collecting duties in the current iteration of this dispute, The total amount, including interest in the U.S., is around $10 billion.
Dunn sees the timing of the new funds as critical and expects that additional costs to cross-border lumber sales are coming.
2 weeks ago, we saw the anti-dumping duty increase to 20%. We're anticipating as early as tomorrow that the countervailing duty could go up to 14% or so. Combined, the duty would be about 34.45%. We have never seen a rate as high as that.
Experts also worry the United States will add to the 35% tariffs on forest products, targeting panels, pulp, and paper products. Dunn believes Prime Minister Carney is committed to the lumber industry and sees ending the years-long dispute as a top priority. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
It's an app used by 60 chambers of commerce, and it was designed by a Sudbury woman. The app also features discounts by local businesses. CTV's Madison Merrier tells us more.
At an age when most wind down into retirement, Karen Hasty is just beginning a new professional chapter in her life.
And after, a 32-year career, I wasn't ready to just sit and, become a retiree. I wanted to give back to my community, and I've always been passionate about small business, and the opportunity came along to work with the Greater Sudbury Chamber.
Hasty is another example of how spirit triumphs the getting older stereotypes.
It's been well received from all levels. We have chambers appreciating to have a tool that they can offer to their members. Consumers love the idea of being able to save money and supporting Canadian businesses.
It's available to all chamber members, all of our almost 900 chamber members. And really it came to be from the leadership of Karen Hasty and the board of directors at the time.
This free app is available for everyone to use on a mobile device, and it gives an inside scoop of discounts on local northern businesses like Twigs and MIC here in Sudbury.
I think it's good to support a local startup. I think it's going to be successful nationwide. I think that's fun and important for local business to grow and grow together.
I think that's just an indication of the innovation and of the quality of new ventures that we have here in the community. The Chamber is very supportive of those. We always will be, and we love working with Karen and promoting the app to our members. It's of great value to them.
It's been exciting. I mean, like I said, an app that started in Sudbury, intended to be used here, and then we got some interest from other chambers across Ontario, and now we are coast to coast in over 58 cities.
Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Hot and humid conditions right now in the region. It's time for our first check on weather. Any relief in sight yet, Rick Wyman?
Not for tomorrow, Tony, but there is some rain. We've got rain in some sectors of the northeast. We'll talk about that more so coming up with the current temperatures just a couple of minutes away. Our systems map. Some precipitation, of course, low pressure system. Tony, you know all about that. We've got humidity, we've got the warmer temperatures, and of course that all combines to make life a little uncomfortable for some. Air conditionings are running at peak capacity, and of course people are just trying to stay cool and get through the night, especially sleep affected. But again, we'll continue with those temperatures until about Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Then they'll start to drop just a bit. Some current temperatures, Tony, coming up just a couple of minutes away.
Thanks for that, Rick. They're getting a good education. Still to come on CTV News at 6. Some students are in Sudbury to learn about mining. Right now, though, we're going to head to Elliott Lake. There's a live webcam from the fire tower. It's pretty hazy in the city with a temperature of 26 degrees. We'll be right back.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
The North Shore Health Network says the emergency department at the Thessalon site will be closed August 8th and will reopen at 8 a.m. August 9th. If you need to access to an emergency department, use the Blind River site, Richards Landing site, or Sioux Area Hospital. For anyone needing immediate medical care, call 911. Timmins City Council has approved a $500,000 contribution towards the construction of a new multi-sport dome being built at Northern College's Timmins campus. The money will come from the city's portion of the municipal accommodation tax. It'll be provided to Northern after the facility is complete to help the college purchase new sports and fitness equipment for the space. Once complete, the dome promises year-round access to indoor recreation opportunities in the city.
We've been fortunate enough, we've all seen the drawings, what's going on. I know I've had meetings with them and whatnot else, and I think this is the best thing, one of the best things happening here in the city of Timmins, because we don't have to build it. We don't have to maintain it. We don't have nothing. They are doing it all, and we are going to have something that's a lot larger than the one they have in North Bay, 60,000 square feet bigger, something like this. It's huge.
The municipal accommodation tax is collected from overnight stays at hotels and other various accommodations. Indigenous youth from across the province have been in Sudbury over the last few days for a summer camp. As CTV's Amanda Hicks reports, the students have been immersed in STEM activities and mining.
A tour of the Big Nickel capped off 3 days of the Outland Youth Employment Program STEM and Mining Experience in Sudbury. It's hosted by Laurentian University's Goodman School of Mines in collaboration with Cambrian College.
They participated in STEM activities at Laurentian in engineering, in our sciences, and undertook some experiences in Indigenous history and cultural community to learn about the two different areas of STEM and Indigenous communities in the Sudbury region.
The 6-week program began in Timmins and is in Sudbury for the first time to put a spotlight on mining. Students have participated in various science, technology, engineering, and math workshops, as well as took a tour underground at NORCAT. For ages 16 to 19, a focus is to highlight employment in the north.
We're trying to maybe fill in some of the holes that the school curriculum might have with some more experiential work-related activities and education, so they get a number of certifications that prepare them for the workforce as soon as they graduate high school or even before.
25 Indigenous youth are here from at least 10 First Nations communities, including Temiskaming, Matagami, and Attawapiskat. 2 students I spoke to say this program has been a valuable experience.
I really enjoyed this past week, the science week. There's a lot of introduction into like the STEM and trades, so I'm really interested in geology. So that was quite fun.
I didn't exactly know, what the program had to offer for me. And when I do leave, I have that confidence to work, that I belong in any atmosphere of the workforce.
The final 2 weeks will take youth back to Timmins, where they will engage in a variety of activities, including tree planting, as well as a job simulator and canoe training. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
The Prime Minister kicked off the Métis Major Project Summit this morning. It's the last of 3 this summer, meant to ease Indigenous people's concerns about the recently passed Bill C-5, fast-tracking major projects.
We are doubling the Indigenous Loan Guarantee Program. What this does is effectively finance Indigenous equity ownership of major projects, and we, in part, in that process of doubling the amount to $10 billion, we have dramatically widened the types of projects that can be involved, everything from natural resources, energy, electricity generation, carbon capture, critical minerals, port infrastructure, and well beyond. We're dedicating $40 million to fund, to support Métis and other Indigenous peoples' participation in this process, so from negotiation to project selection and its development.
And Ontario First Nation is taking legal action to try and prevent mineral development in the Ring of Fire. The mineral-rich region is located about 400 kilometers northeast of Thunder Bay on the traditional territory of the Martin Falls First Nation. It is asking the courts for injunctions against the provincial and federal governments to prevent them from funding or participating in mining-related activities in the Ring of Fire. The First Nation is worried laws known as Bill C-5 and Bill 5 could be used to push through development despite environmental concerns. The Ontario government insists Martin Falls has shown steadfast support for the Ring of Fire since 2018. Back now for a check on the current conditions. Here's Rick.
Tony, you may want to have a soak in an ice tub or a cold shower because it will be warm, and it is warm right now. Nice night. But we do have some rain in some areas and more of the same as a hint of precipitation flitters through northeastern Ontario, according to Environment Canada. Risk of a thunderstorm in the forecast for tomorrow. But that's mañana. Let's take a look and see what's happening this hour. All temperatures with the Humidex value as well. Moosonee at 26, Cochrane precipitation 29, Timmins at 30, Kapuskasing with rain at 33 as well. Meanwhile, in Chapleau, 30 with the rain, Wawa 26, sun and cloud, Sault Ste. Marie 32, sun and cloud as well. Parry Sound 32, sun and cloud, up the highway to North Bay this hour, 32 as well. 32 Temiskaming Shores and 31 Kirkland Lake with the sunshine. Some sun, some cloud, Greater Sudbury Nickel Belt at 30, Espanola 32, Elliott Lake 32, mainly sunny skies, and a beautiful night on the island at 34. Loads of sunshine. 7-day forecast and your pick of the day coming up just minutes away. Tony, back to you.
Thanks so much for that, Rick. Well, wildfires raging. Next on CTV News at 6. More communities in northern Saskatchewan are being forced to evacuate. And police are warning Northerners about scam artists at work. In Saskatchewan, the northern village of La Loche has joined 7 other communities in the province under a full evacuation order from wildfires. The fires burning in the province have forced more than 3,000 people from their homes, and evacuees from the affected communities are being transported to Regina. CTV's Stacey Hine has the latest on those fires.
This is the Park Fire, burning through more than 63,000 hectares, nearly 3 times the size of Saskatoon. It's forced a full evacuation of the village of La Loche, home to about 2,500 people. The local Friendship Centre posting on social media over the long weekend, saying it shared food and refreshments before 3 buses took people about 850 kilometers south to Regina. The Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency says sending people to the Queen City will help keep families together.
Choices may be divide them in between 6 or 7 small communities and split them all up and have families broken up, or to put them in a central location. In this situation, Prince Albert and Saskatoon were already full of evacuees from previous evacuations.
Several volunteer fire departments stepped in to help with firefighting efforts. Meanwhile, CRCC Wildfire Saskatchewan sent up 3 wildland fire trucks. The company's CEO says he's thankful for the community support throughout the wildfire season.
But it's been open arms. We've had people take our laundry and do our laundry for us. I mean, it's just really been an all hands on deck situation this year.
Hartle says his crews have since returned home, and he believes La Loche is not under immediate threat from the fire. In a social media post, the northern village of La Loche says despite the progress made on the fire, it's been advised to wait until the western side of the fire is contained before considering calling off the mandatory evacuation. As of Wednesday afternoon, there are 82 active wildfires burning in Saskatchewan. 16 are not contained. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
In northern Manitoba, rare and dangerous clouds formed by wildfire heat are posing a significant risk to firefighting efforts, according to officials. Pyrocumulus clouds, also known as fire clouds, formed over a wildfire near Snow Lake. The clouds can generate their own lightning and strong, unpredictable winds, possibly starting new fires. Newfoundland and Labrador providing an update today on the wildfires. Evacuation orders have been issued for 2 more communities. Residents in Oquirrh, Pitt Cove and Salmon Cove are being asked to move to Carbonaire and register at the Carbonaire Academy.
The central fire, the Martin Lake fire, the southern edge of the fire is still fairly active. Marginal growth overnight, but it is holding at about 220 hectares. Today, there'll be 17 firefighters on site doing structure protection on cabins and 2 helicopters and 3 802s. The goal right now is to continue suppression on the eastern edge and the southern edge of that fire. Northwest winds are pushing the fire towards the lake, which very much did help suppression, as it wouldn't advance through the lake, but it is now starting to move around the lake.
Officials are evaluating if any nearby highways need to be closed because of the fire. There are 30 ground crew, 4 tankers and 3 helicopters fighting the fires. And today, Ontario's Ministry of Natural Resources says there is a new forest fire in our region. Cochrane 18 is currently 1,000 hectares and is located north of Attawapiskat. The ministry says it's being observed. There are 11 wildfires in the northeast, including this one. All are being observed. With the ongoing battle to control forest fires across the country, there is something technological hampering the flow of information. AI-generated photographs of wildfires are circulating on social media platforms and are making it difficult for people and emergency response workers to know what's real. CTV's Isabella Zavarese reports.
Captivating images of wildfires. The photos so realistic that those in charge of wildfire management are worried they could impact how people respond to natural disasters.
People might make decisions based on those images, or be more fearful because of those images, or not take our warning seriously.
The photos are generated by artificial intelligence. The BC Wildfire Service says it noticed them in the last few weeks on Facebook during the peak of the wildfire season.
Wildfires are already, or can be, a really scary time for people. There can be a lot of anxiety around that. People can be unsure about what to do or what's happening. So anytime that we see potentially adding more fear or anxiety when it's not needed, we're concerned about that.
This is an AI image of the Drought Hill wildfire in Peachland. Here's what it actually looks like.
Often the images that we've seen are making the fires that they're purporting to be about look way worse than they are in reality.
In January, as wildfires tore through Los Angeles, AI images of the iconic Hollywood sign engulfed in flames were shared online.
You know, it's irresponsible for people to put out these types of images. You can be costing people's lives because of putting out fake news like that.
One UBC scientist says he worries AI will be misused.
I predict that, it's only going to become harder from here. That the use of these technologies will become much more pervasive because it's becoming accessible and the models are only getting better. And I think the awareness and the education around these should really be happening right now.
So the message that I have to British Columbians is please be cautious of where you get your information. Be aware of AI-generated content.
The province is urging people to turn to trusted sources of information instead, such as local media, governments, and First Nations. Isabella Zavarese, CTV News, Vancouver.
And there's more news still ahead, but first, here's your full weather forecast with Rick.
AI, Tony, AI, think about that. Here we go, forecast radar, weekend almost here as we gear up for a big Friday. Pretty well the same forecast as what we had last night at this time, which is what we had today. So that trend continues into tomorrow. Pretty simply, we've got risk of a thunderstorm, chance of precipitation. And again, precipitation levels, chances 30 to 40%. So we'll see what happens come tomorrow. Now, we have had reports of some precipitation already in several sectors, as you just saw with our current temperatures. Now, let's take a look at what's happening. Perhaps overnight, chance of showers, risk of a thunderstorm, Greater Sudbury, Sault Ste. Marie, more of the same. Ditto for Timmins at 40%, Temiskaming Shores, 70% chance of showers, North Bay at 40% as well. Meanwhile, Moosonee, 60% chance of showers at 19, Kapuskasing-Hearst 18, Wawa, chance of showers, Gore Bay, more of the same, and Parry Sound at 30%. Let's take a look at some of the numbers now. Sudbury Nickel Belt, in case you missed last night's forecast, here we go again. Risk of a thunderstorm, humidex of 32, so you go Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, all with the chance of showers and the variation of temperatures ranging from 28 to 25 degrees. So pretty well An easy story to tell. Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, humidex of 36 for tomorrow. Then we have the chance of showers for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Temperatures ranging anywhere from 29 downwards to 23 degrees. Meanwhile, in Timmins, Cochrane campus casing, Timmins with a bit of a break come Monday with some sun and cloud, but humidex of 33 tomorrow. Saturday, Sunday, chance of showers, 29, 28. Then things cool off a bit. Good for Timmins, Cochrane campus casing, 24 on Tuesday and Wednesday at 23, even 22 by next Thursday. Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, humidex of 33 tomorrow. Chance of showers Saturday, Sunday, 29, 28, dropping down to 27 Monday, 25 Tuesday, and 23 Wednesday. That's actually below normal for this time of the year. Your normal around 24, 25 degrees. So we'll get a bit of a break right across the northeast from that steamy, humid weather by perhaps Tuesday. North Bay, West Nipissing, here we go. 34 tomorrow with the humidex, and we've got the chance of showers Saturday and Sunday at 29, 28. More of the same on Monday, chance of showers, then cooling down Tuesday at 25 and 24. Chance of showers both at 30%. And again, your normals pretty well bang on by next Wednesday at 24. So similar pattern to what we talked about last night. This is what we've got going on tonight. Let's have a look now at our pick of the day. Great shot from Maurice Labrec. Shot of the old Chief Commander in North Bay. Sun is setting, and Maurice came up with a great shot. Decided to send it in, so I appreciate that. Still a good-looking rig out on the water in North Bay. Perhaps your pick could be on tomorrow. Stick around. Tony has more news next.
An Elliott Lake family is grieving the loss of their young son and brother, but they say they've been overwhelmed by community support. CTV's Angela Gemmell has the story.
This is Elijah Hennessy. Despite challenging health issues over his 7 years, his family says he was always positive. It's those memories that are helping right now since Elijah passed away 1 week ago.
He would not want anyone to be sad.
He would come cry with you and share in that journey of sadness and figure out a way to just cheer you up.
From birth, Elijah dealt with major heart issues, spending a lot of time at the hospital in Toronto, including having 4 open heart surgeries during his short life.
We'd be at Sick Kids and Elijah would have more IVs, more equipment, bigger machinery than other kids, and we would wheel by them and his little thumbs up. You've got this. He just wanted everyone to be happy.
The family says they were touched by all the community support last Saturday when family, friends, and other residents came to meet them on the journey home with their son's remains.
Hard to drive because like the closer we got to Elliott Lake, the more emotional that we're getting, and then we hit the 108 turnoff, which was the ultimate. We just broke right down.
There were also memorials left in front of the family's house. Now his family wants to spread the kindness and positivity back to Elliott Lake and beyond.
Elijah would want us to try and give that to the community, that fun, that support that they give us, give it back, because like there's a whole bunch of kids in this town who like we don't have big complexes, we don't have big this and big that, and if Elijah can help provide that little bit of fun for one day where all of these kids can just forget about everything.
Elijah would want to make all of the kids happy. He would want everyone to be happy when they remember him. They wouldn't want people to be sad.
The memorial is planned for this Saturday from 11 to 1 at Collins Hall, with family-friendly activities outside afterwards. And as for Elijah's legacy, his family asks for kindness towards others, like paying a random stranger a compliment. They say that was the essence of Elijah. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Elliott Lake.
Well, police are warning the public about more scams. Police in North Bay are warning of a contractor scam tonight after a local resident lost $12,000. According to police, the victim made a $12,000 deposit for a new roof from a company posing as legitimate roofers. The fraudsters removed the shingles on the victim's house and never returned. People have been posing as roofers, pavers, and other home maintenance workers across the Northeast. Similar scams have popped up in Timmins and in Sudbury. Police are reminding the public if the deal sounds too good to be true, it probably is. These scammers usually come to your door using high-pressure sales tactics and always ask for money up front. Do your research before hiring anyone to do work on your home. Manitoulin OPP are also warning the public about a scam involving traffic camera tickets. Police say text messages like this one are being sent out saying you owe money as a result of speeding or traffic camera infractions and that you will face serious penalties for non-payment. The OPP confirms this is a scam. Do not click on any links or send them any money. They add that when you receive messages like this, you should take 5 and tell 2. Take 5 minutes to review and think about whether the message is real and talk to 2 people about it before acting. If you're traveling outside of Canada, it's important to have travel medical insurance in case you are injured or become ill. That's because Ontario's health insurance plan, OHIP, will not cover medical expenses if you're hospitalized outside the country. CTV's Pat Foran has details.
I was heartbroken and astonished.
Myra Nelson of Richmond Hill says it was in January of 2023 when she went to Boca Raton, Florida to help a friend.
I went to the United States to help a friend sell her condominium in Florida.
Before she went, she paid for a travel medical insurance policy. In Florida, she became ill, suffered cardiac arrest, and ended up in the hospital for 2 weeks.
Now they want all this money from me, although I did have medical health insurance.
Her claim was denied because she had a kidney condition, something she didn't mention because she doesn't take medication for it. In August of 2024, more than a year after she was hospitalized, she got a bill for almost $300,000.
I'm 90 years of age. I'm a senior on fixed income, and I did not do anything wrong.
She was insured with Manulife, a spokesperson told CTV News. Because this matter is now before the courts, we're not able to comment at this time. However, it's important for travel insurance customers to be aware of everything they know about their health to ensure they get the right coverage.
These types of situations are incredibly unfortunate.
The Travel Health Insurance Association says it's important to make sure you disclose every possible health issue when purchasing travel medical insurance.
There might be situations, for instance, where you might think, well, it's not a serious condition. The important thing is always disclose.
If in doubt, check with your doctor before traveling
to make sure that they're not making notations in your file that might be uncovered at time of claim.
I just need help.
Nelson says she is stressed and uncertain how to deal with the massive bill.
I'm very upset about it. I cannot cope with it. It's very hard coping with the fact that I owe all this money and I can't pay it.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
The Girl Guides of Canada are suspending all trips to the United States starting this September. The organization says the decision is aimed at ensuring the safety and inclusion of all members, especially those who are not Canadian citizens and may face difficulties at the border. This suspension applies to all trips, including ones that had already been approved. A long-standing cross-border tradition made a return last night amid strained relations between Canada and the U.S. CTV's Nick Moore has that story.
The Canadians came from their side, the Americans from their side, meeting in the middle to sing their national anthems, shake hands, and then mingle.
This has been a long tradition.
There was a lot of hugging, too. We Hug It Out is actually the theme for this year's International Homecoming Festival between St. Stephen, New Brunswick and Calais, Maine, leaning into these interesting times.
And it's just good to get back and understand that we are one community, and it's good to see that we are one community.
We have a lot of family on both sides, and to have us all together, it's just heartwarming.
The meet and greet on the Ferry Point International Bridge has kicked off this festival since 1974, and organizers weren't quite sure what to expect for 2025 given the trade war.
To have people come out from both sides of the border to celebrate this occasion, especially this year, I just think there was a lot of questions how things would go, but I'm just so pleased.
It's certainly a nice salve to some of the
frustrations and challenges we've been feeling.
New Brunswick Premier Susan Holt and Maine State Representative Arthur Mingo were some of the dignitaries who took part.
These are two communities that we need to make sure that the friendship stays in place no matter what's happening in other parts of the world.
It's just nostalgia. It's something I've always known and something I hope keeps going.
It's great to see people of all ages, and just seeing us all get along is amazing.
It's a really fantastic event for everybody in the community.
The International Homecoming Festival continues until Sunday night with fireworks over the St. Croix River. Nick Moore, CTV News, on the border of Calais, Maine, St. Stephen, New Brunswick.
He played his junior hockey in Sault Ste. Marie. Still ahead on CTV News at 6. The Greyhounds are going to raise Jeff Carter's jersey to the rafters this fall.
Clothing provided by Laura, Melanie Lynn.
A special ceremony this fall for former Sioux Greyhound who excelled in the National Hockey League. The Hounds are going to raise Jeff Carter's number 7 jersey to the rafters on November 22nd. Carter played 4 seasons with the Greyhounds from 2001 until 2005. He scored 123 goals and 123 assists over his junior career. He was drafted by the Philadelphia Flyers, shown here in 2003. Carter played 19 seasons in the NHL and won the Stanley Cup with the LA Kings in 2012 and 2014. He also played for Columbus and Pittsburgh before calling it a career. The NBA MVP was given the key to his hometown of Hamilton in recognition for a standout season. CTV's John Musselman was there.
So thousands gathered here for what was called Shea Rally Day. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is not only one of the best basketball players in Canada, but also considered by many as one of the best basketball players in the world. And he grew up right here in Hamilton, going to high school at Sir Allan McNabb. Now today at the rally, they are celebrating the fact that not only did he win the MVP championship, he was also the playoff series MVP and the league MVP. His family was here to join him there with all the fans to show the trophy that they won this year. And also there are accolades from some of the people he grew up, talking about his determination, his passion, and everything that this city means in helping his development to reach the top.
Growing up, as I traveled across the world to countless states, cities, and countries, people always ask me where I was from. Some of my teammates and friends would opt to say Toronto, obviously, because it was more a recognizable city, and they didn't want to have to explain what and where Hamilton was on the map. I took pride in letting everyone know I was from Hamilton.
Today, he was given a key to the city by Mayor Andrea Horvath, and again tonight, he will be honored during the Hamilton Tiger Cats BC Lions football game with a special tribute. John Musselman, CTV News in Hamilton.
And the basketball superstar made it an unforgettable day yesterday for young patients at the Hospital for Sick Children. Gilgeous-Alexander stopped in for a visit and he brought the Larry O'Brien Trophy with him. He began by hosting a basketball-themed bingo game before meeting with some of the kids and their families and signed autographs and posed for plenty of pictures. The magical run continues for young tennis phenom Victoria Mboko as her star continues to rise. The 18-year-old who grew up in Burlington knocked off the 9th-seeded player to reach the National Bank Open final. The road to her first WTA Tour final was far from smooth. Mboko battled back from 11 double faults and a wrist injury during the second game of the third set to beat 9th seed Elena Rybakina in Montreal.
And of course, I have the opportunity to lift that beautiful trophy, but you know, I still have one match to go, and I'm always kind of focused on the present moment. I don't really focus on the end, but it's obviously a vision I would like to see, and that's what I'm playing for. And tonight, Mboko will face Japanese tennis star Naomi Osaka.
There's big news for those who enjoy live theater productions. Yes Theater in Sudbury says it has a strong commitment to ensure theater is accessible to everyone in the community. It says tickets for the remaining performances of Jesus Christ Superstar are now available at half price, $35. The theater company says it needs to welcome new faces, which is essential to keeping the doors open.
It's very apparent that these musical pieces, these large shows, are very expensive. Tickets need to be priced at a certain place, but we want to make sure that everyone in our town could come to the theater and experience amazing, amazing work. So we did that free-for-all ticket initiative. Now we're dropping our prices to make sure that we could fill the houses, provide robust, incredible theater experiences for the community.
The production of Jesus Christ Superstar at the Sudbury Theatre Centre comes to a close August 16th. It's morphin' time for Fortnite fans. I'm hoping David Daniel can explain what that sentence means in tonight's Hollywood Report.
Hey there, this is Dolly, coming to you straight from Nashville.
Stand Up to Cancer is headed to Music City. Reese Witherspoon and Tim McGraw are among the celebs taking part in this year's fundraiser, hosted by Sheryl Crow. The special airs Friday, August 15th on more than 30 broadcast, cable, and streaming platforms.
He said, I have to tell you something about me. I'm not going to last that long.
It's never over. Jeff Buckley looks at the rising music star who released his critically acclaimed debut album, Grace, then drowned at the age of 30. The documentary, featuring never-before-seen footage from Buckley's archives and interviews with those who knew him best, opens in theaters Friday.
We thought it was the end of times. Turns out, it's morphin' time.
The mighty Morphin Power Rangers have arrived in Fortnite, and they're not alone. The new season of the wildly popular Battle Royale, titled Shock and Awesome, includes the colorful heroes fighting alongside Spartan soldiers from the Halo universe. Fortnite's new season is underway today. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Donald Trump is bragging today about the billions of dollars a month that will flow into U.S. coffers as more than 60 countries, including Canada, face escalating tariffs. CTV's Michael LeCouture has the latest on the impact on both sides of the border.
Yes, we're having discussions with the Americans.
Prime Minister Carney wouldn't say when he'll next speak to U.S. President Donald Trump, but Ontario's Premier didn't mince words when asked about how Canadians see the American leader.
He's probably the most disliked politician in the world in Canada.
In an interview on CNN, Doug Ford tried to explain to Americans that these tariffs are hurting them.
When you see 37,000 Americans have lost their jobs, that can't pay the rent or can't pay a mortgage, put food on their table, and this is just going to grow even more.
A new report from Yale University shows the current tariffs will hit American consumers.
We're expecting an adjustment of about over $2,000 to, their real household income and sort of purchasing power.
The impact could be felt in back-to-school shopping, as the tariffs will make shoes 40% more expensive, and the price of other clothes will rise by 38% because of import duties. Meantime, the impact on Canada's economy is being measured by the Royal Bank. In June, 92% of Canadian exports crossed into the U.S. duty-free because they are covered under the current trade agreement, leaving 8% subject to punishing tariffs.
That portion of trade is unfortunately facing an average tariff rate of 30%.
Still, the overall impact on the Canadian economy is relatively small at this point, but sectors like steel and aluminum continue to suffer. While campaigning ahead of his by-election in Alberta, Pierre Poilievre criticized Carney's handling of the trade talks.
He's been bending over backwards for the president and so far has gotten nothing in return.
Now, Prime Minister Carney continues to say he will speak to the U.S. president when it makes sense, but there is no clear indication of exactly when that could be. Mike LeCouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
And auto giant Toyota is predicting a huge hit to profits, the biggest the industry has seen thanks to the U.S. tariffs. The Japanese automaker expects a loss of nearly $14 billion on cars imported into the U.S. Toyota also cut its expected full-year operating profit by 16%. Industry rival General Motors projects a tariff loss of $5 to $7 billion, while Ford expects a $4 billion hit. And here are the current prices for some key commodities we watch. Gold up $28.62, closing the day at $33.9755 US an ounce. Silver up 45 cents to end the day at $38.29. Copper up a penny, and nickel up a penny, ending the day at $6.76 US a pound. And this is a short work week for many, so here is Rick with one last look at your Friday weather.
I can't believe it's Thursday night already. Here we go, Tony, with some of those temperatures to have a look at for tomorrow. Humidex readings, risk of a thunderstorm, chance of showers. Here we go again. Sudbury, Timmins, and Sault Ste. Marie, 26, 28 degrees. Meanwhile, in North Bay, a reading of 26, higher with the Humidex, of course, 27 in Parry Sound and Temiskaming Shores for tomorrow. Tony, have a great night. We don't know if it's going to rain yet. We'll find out. Back to you.
Thanks, Rick. Stay cool. For the first time since the pandemic, the Nipissing Country Music Association held its Northern Ontario Open Country Singing Contest in Callander near North Bay. The competition was held on the long weekend, and the winner was from Timmins. Leslie Ann Dupuy came in first and also received a $1,000 prize. She says she sang two songs, one from Roy Orbison and the other from Reba McEntire. Both selections were picked out by her father. Dupuy adds that she won the competition despite health conditions and is working on a new album.
I'm actually working on releasing an album finally, and I'm waiting for some grant information to see if I'm going to be successful in any parts of that. And I've been saving my money a lot, and I've got a lot of great songs that I'm looking forward to releasing in the next little while.
And Dupuy says she has formed a band and hopes to one day perform at the Calgary Stampede. Congratulations to Leslie Ann Dupuy. And folks, that's CTV News at 6. I'm Tony Ryma. Thanks so much for watching. More news comes your way at 11:30 with Ian Campbell. Good night.